Hey guys, Oro here, and today I have the honor and privilege to show you guys the very first Armored Core 6 gameplay footage directly from Software. Now, I was lucky enough to get invited out to Summer Game Fest in LA just to see this presentation in person. So this video will be about Armored Core 6, this gameplay that I've been able to show you, and my thoughts on everything I saw. So let's dive right in. Armored Core 6 is amazing. It is going to be so fucking good. I cannot wait for this game, especially after seeing it. Now, something to note about the gameplay you're seeing is that it is a very condensed version of what we saw. The HUD is also hidden, which is really weird because the HUD was the best part of the presentation. It is extremely minimalistic. It tells you everything you need to know at a glance. And yes, it can be a little daunting for newcomers, and perhaps that's why they didn't want to show it. But it's excellent. It is an improvement from 5, and it just looks so damn good. Now, one of the hottest topics is that Armored Core 6 is going to be a Souls-like. Now, after seeing the gameplay footage, I can tell you for certain that this is not true. This is Armored Core to its core. Through and through, this is the Armored Core you know and love. Armored Core fans, such as myself, who've been playing the game since the first one, are going to be just right at home. However, there are things that they've taken from their previous entries, such as Sekiro and all the Souls games and more, that they've sort of integrated into this in the best ways. And that first one is definitely going to be the combat. As you've heard before, there is a stagger gauge. Yes, a stagger gauge. Similar to Sekiro, after you break someone's posture, there's like a guard break moment where there's stunned for a moment. As long as you keep pelting enemies with bullets and attacks, eventually they'll get in the stagger state and you can do whatever you want to them. And that's where we saw actual melee combos in Armored Core, which is brand new to the series. There was a 1, 2, 3 combo, and we even saw different melee weapons. I saw plasma daggers, which is really interesting. There seems to be a bit more emphasis on melee and shields, which is really, really cool. I think that having this constant pressure that you need to stop getting hit by attacks, or else you're going to get stunned and take big damage, is a really interesting mechanic. It's going to make players think more about how they approach each situation, when to take cover, when to back out of a fight, and when to engage. And I think it's actually going to be really, really awesome to see how it plays out, especially in multiplayer. Now, the second thing that they've definitely taken from their previous titles is the level design. The level design is unlike any Armored Core game before it, which, in my opinion, is a really good thing. I love Armored Core. I love all the games, but the levels, you know, they're sort of just go in, you do the thing, everybody knows exactly where you are, you just kill them all. You know, that's usually how it goes with Armored Core. In this game, it seems to be like very Souls-like in the level design, how you approach different situations, how you approach enemies. God, there's even stealth. There's radars. You scan through the walls to sort of figure out like what you're gonna do, how you're gonna, like I said, approach each situation. It's very Souls-like in that regards, and honestly, it seems in the size and the levels, you know. And because they're going for a mission-based structure like the previous games, they're able to put a lot of time and effort into designing these very intricate Souls-like levels, which I think is a good thing for the series. Makes it a lot more interesting to go through the single-player campaign, when before it was really good. Don't get me wrong, I love all the Armored Core, but I think that this is a step in the right direction to make the gameplay a little more interesting. So I was actually really happy to see that they've learned from that, and they're sort of improving on that formula. And lastly, there's going to be Souls-like bosses. Now, bosses in the previous games were cool, but I'm actually really looking forward to this. Having an emphasis on spacing, on dodging attacks, on hitting the weak spots, and figuring out the mechanics of each boss is actually really, really exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. And everything else you see is Armored Core. From the boosting, to the movement, to the kicks off other mechs. Oh my goodness. To all the parts, to all the customization. They absolutely nailed it. It seems slightly simplified. However, there's still the depth. There's still a million stats of each different part that you can probably tune. We didn't see tuning in this demo, but here's hoping that there's a little more depth to the mech building and to the customization and tweaking of your mech. I'm sure there will be. Let's be honest, it's Armored Core. FromSoft doesn't miss. I think after I saw this gameplay demo, I was really set at ease being a huge Armored Core fan, knowing that one of my favorite series of all time is in good hands, because it's FromSoft. They just don't miss, and I think they've learned from all of their games what makes a good game, what makes a great challenging game that's an extremely rewarding experience that has really good feeling combat. And I think this game is going to be the perfect game for Armored Core veterans to enjoy, and Souls newcomers and Elden Ring newcomers to come in and enjoy. Now, the pacing of the game is very similar to Armored Core 5, but faster, which is the perfect speed, I think. I think it's somewhere in between 4. 4 is like ludicrous speed, and 5's like slow as molasses. So I think fans are going to be happy. It seems like just the right speed to be able to actually dodge stuff and to sort of work in this combat system that they've created and improved on. Something really cool that they've added as well is that if you're struggling with the mission, you can actually back out, go to assembly, and change your mech mid-mission and reload exactly at that checkpoint you were on and continue on with a entirely different mech. Let's say the situation calls for long range and you have shotguns. Well, instead of just being screwed and having to restart the entire mission, all you got to do is press start, go to assembly, change your mech up with some sniper rifles, and you're all good to go. I really like that about it. It might be a little more easily accessible for new players or people who just, not paying attention to the mission and, need to adapt to certain situations. I think that they're adding the ability to do that is actually really cool and doesn't take away anything from the game. Honestly, I think that's all I have to say, is that I'm just really excited. I wasn't able to ask any questions about the game, so we're still waiting on whether there's going to be a really in-depth multiplayer system. We know there's no co-op. We know there's PvP. I'm really hoping for some clan systems, something similar to Armored Core 5, where they had sort of a world battle. You could battle for territory. It was super interesting. There was even an operator that didn't even play the game. They just hovered over the arena and told commands to your team. Like, that was so cool that there was like a dedicated role for someone to play, like basically a tabletop game while everyone else is playing Armored Core. It's just really neat. I hope they do something interesting with the multiplayer. I hope it's not just team deathmatch and ranked modes. I'm a little worried that it will be, but that's okay. I'll still enjoy the game. But yeah, I think that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this exclusive gameplay footage. And God, it was an absolute pleasure to get invited out by Namco Bandai and meet the FromSoft developers working on this title. They are really hard at work on this, and it really shows, doesn't it? Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay as much as I did. Be sure to comment below and let me know what you think and how excited you guys are for Armored Core. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. I'll stop blabbling. Blabbling? Stop babbling. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.